Hello and welcome to the lecture series on Total Quality Management. I am Dr. Vinod Kumar Yadav from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, GL Bajaj Institute, Greater Noida. Today we'll discuss about the quality auditing and total quality management implementation in manufacturing and service industries. We'll start from the definition of quality auditing. So this is important for ISO certifications. So quality auditing is basically a systematic process of examining of quality systems that we have discussed earlier by an internal or external quality expert or auditor. So why it is required? An ISO audit is an basically official assessment sanctioned by the ISO that determines whether the company fulfills a set of criteria, usually for developing a product or rendering a service. So this basically quality audit deals with two aspects: development of a product and development or rendering of service. Okay, so an ISO certification gives merit to companies and protects consumers by ensuring that international safety, reliability, and quality standards are met properly as per the specifications, as per the guidelines. So these certifications are very important, and to obtain these certifications the company has to prepare as per the guidelines of ISO and apply for the same. When they apply for getting the certifications, the ISO people come and just they want to verify whether they are following the proper practices and they are adopting the continuous improvement or not. Whatever the objective of total quality management is there, they must be adopted. So basically, if we talk about the quality audit, that basically it's an important part of any quality management system organization. So it's it's basically a key element in the ISO quality system series that we have discussed, like 9000 ISO 9000, 9001, and so on. So we have seen various revisions of this particular series of ISO. So this quality audit is done to ensure the processes or the services that have been adopted by the company are properly met. So these audits are basically performed at predefined time intervals. Generally, we can say that it is done in a year or after 2 years or 3 years as per the quality requirement. So basically, the quality audit verifies the compliance of an organization with set quality management system standard, goals, and processes. Whatever we have set as a target in QMS system, quality management system, whatever goals are set, objectives are set, that must be met, and this basically audit verifies whether it is meeting or not. So the unique objective of quality audit uh, is continuous process improvement. So auditing is done to ensure that there is a system which ensures that there is a continuous improvement in the process. This basically reviews and verifies the concepts, objectives, and mission vision of the organization. So this also suggests the way of improvement of the organization. So by quality auditing, we can predict what is the gap between the actual and the ideal one, and we can suggest for its improvement. So steps can be taken to improve the various aspects which are found as a gap. So this basically quality auditing is done by two ways. First one is audit by internal staff trained for this purpose. So these are basically known as internal audits. And second one is auditing by an external certification body, which is known as external audit. So we'll discuss these two audits in detail. So basically, quality audit may be defined as internal auditing is an independent objective assurance and consulting activity designed to add value and improve an organization's operations. So basically, it helps an organization to accomplish its objectives by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management, control, and governance processes. So that is the basically definition of an internal quality audit. This is being done by an internal expert which is working in the organization or we may call some nearby expert from nearby organizations. So the basic or unique objective of internal quality audit includes assessment of effectiveness of organization's quality management system and overall performance. So we want to verify the compliance of the events with plans. So whatever objectives we have set, whatever mission and vision we have set, that must be verified that whether we are going towards that attainment or not. So this also, the objective is also to ensure the compliance to the requirements of internal and international systems and regulations as per the customer's requirement. So it also helps to determine the effectiveness of implemented system in meeting specified objectives like quality, environmental and financial, wherever we are dealing with. To explore, it provides an opportunity to explore for improvement. So to meet statutory and regulatory requirements of the organization, or whatever the regulations are being made, it is met or not. So it also helps to provide feedback to top management. So these are some important aspects of internal quality audits. So the principles of internal auditing includes the ethical conduct, fair presentation, professional care, independence and evidence based approach. So whoever is appointed as an internal auditor must be ethically fair. He must present the fair data. He should not hide anything and give his fair suggestion about the improvement or continuous improvement. He must identify the gap and notify uh, the concerned who is being undergone through quality audit. So professional care must be taken care. He should behave as a professional body and will not favor anybody during the process of internal auditing. Independence, it is very necessary that he should be independent in his decisions. He should not be suppressed by anybody regarding any decision. So evidence based approach, he should be able to quantify the evidences in support of the views or figures or processes presented by the organization. So these are certain basic principles of internal auditing. So basically, if we talk about the type of internal quality audit, we can classify into three ways: system audit, process audit and product audit. Basically, as the name indicates, this system audits, in this we prepare a checklist, and this basically focuses on the organization's quality management system as a whole. So here we compare the planning activities and board system requirements, and whether we have to verify whether it has been properly implemented in the organization or not. So next one is process audit, that is an in-depth analysis of all the processes. So this basically verifies the performance of the processes in accordance with the desired outcomes. Whatever outcomes we have set for our organization, it must be verified through certain evidences. So it also helps to identify opportunities for improvement and possible corrective actions. So this ensures a continuous improvement in the organization. This also helps to identify the new and high risk processes or the processes which are going out of trend. So this is second type of internal quality audit, in which a set of instructions are prepared to verify the processes whether they are going as per the plan or not. Then third one is the product audit, that is a series of various audits, because the production process involved in the production of a process of a product may include several different processes. So it may include several different operations and may include several different components that are to be assembled together to form a product. So this is a series of audits. Basically, series of audits is done at appropriate stage of design, like we do at design, production and delivery to verify the conformity to any specified product requirement. Like we check its dimensions, we check its functions, we check its packaging and labeling. So these audits are done at every stage. Certain steps are being checked at the dimensioning phase, where we used to measure Then functionality, we check the operational feature of the product. Then while packaging, we check whether the packaging process is okay or not. Labeling, then we'll see how it is being labeled and what is the process of labeling and what is the standard process of labeling. So these are certain internal quality audit systems that are generally used in industries. So if we talk about the external audit system, so this is basically essential for external certifications and is one of the most important parts of the process of certification. So we have seen that in case of internal certification, that may be done 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a year in an organization. But in case of external quality audit certifications, we have to depend upon the external agency. Like the people from ISO will come and verify the processes, products, or our services. So the external ISO 9001 certification audit is final step before companies receive ISO 9001 certification. If we talk about this series, so we can say that it will only be awarded to any company when the company's people come and verify all the processes, all the products, all the systems, all the services in the organization. So the aim of external quality audit is to assess the effectiveness of the quality management system. So it verifies the effectiveness of the quality management system planned by the management by the organization and verifies its overall performance, whether it is going up to the mark or not. So in this case, a chosen external auditor from an organization that is external to the organization comes to the organization where the quality audit has to be done. So he checks the relevancy of the documentation presented by the original uh, company who is applying for this audit. So he checks the documentation and ensures the compliance of the rules and regulations as set by the ISO standards. So he verifies all the clauses whether they are meeting or not during the process of production of any system or any organization in any organization. So he verifies whether the procedures and processes are correctly followed or not. So this external auditor examines the financial records also, and he also submits his opinion regarding the financial statements of the company. That is very important. He checks the financial status of the company. He checks whether the finances are being properly used or not. He checks whether the company is following the proper procedure of shift of distributing the finances to different levels or not, and so on. So in this external quality audit system, the major thrust area include the process approach. They used to verify the processes being followed by the organization. Second one is quality policy and objectives. The external auditor verifies the policies set by the organization and checks whether the objectives set by the organization is okay in going they are going in a proper sequence or not, and they are being followed in the organization or not. So he also verifies the progress on quality objectives. He sees that whether the objective that have been set 2 years before are being followed or not, and what is the progress of achieving this objective. So he checks whether there is a concept of leadership inside the organization or not. He checks whether the company is focusing towards the customer, like requirements of the customer, uh, customer satisfaction, and handling the complaints properly or not. He checks whether the 6 sigma, 3 sigma, 2 sigma are being followed, which concept is being followed, and what is the evidence of attaining that particular sigma limit. So he also verifies that non-conformities are being there, how they are being taken care, and what is the process of improvement, and what is the step for continuous improvement, and what are the evidences for continuous improvement. So he also talk about the risk based thinking. So he just want to verify whether the risk taking behavior is there inside the organization and how they are basically planning for uh, any kind of risk, and he verifies the improvement in the process, product, and services. So this was regarding the first topic regarding quality audit. So we have seen that, I will conclude. Quality auditing is basically a process of systematic examination of quality system carried out by any internal or external quality auditor. These are of two types. When conducted by an internal expert, that is known as internal quality audit. This internal quality audit is of three types: system audits, that checks the systems of the organization; process audits, the processes are being verified; product audit, that verifies the production process, dimensions, functionality, packaging, delivery, dispatch related to the product. Then we have seen that external quality audit is being conducted by an external agency or external expert. He checks and verifies all the thrust areas as mentioned in the respective ISO standard or ISO series that for which we are applying. So he checks basically the process approach, he checks the leadership, he checks the continuous improvement aspect, he sees whether we are focusing towards the customer satisfaction, customer complaints or not. So these are quality audit systems. Now we'll talk about the implementation of TQM in case of manufacturing and service sectors. So basically, if we talk about the manufacturing industries, that is an industry which is engaged in transformation of goods, materials or substances into new products. That a particular manufacturing industry that converts the goods, materials, raw materials into new products. So the integral part of this manufacturing system is machines and equipments. So they are being used to convert this process from goods, materials and substances to new products. So if we talk about the service industry, that basically consists of utilities, okay, that deals with the utilities like wholesale trade, like warehousing, like finance, like insurance, like real estate, rentals, leasing, professional services, business services, educational services. So that deals with the service industry basically. So why it is important to apply TQM concept in manufacturing and service sectors? So basically we'll recall here, recapitulate about the TQM practices. That TQM, total quality management, is the best way in which an organization and their employees undertake business activities in all key processes. So as we have discussed earlier, the key aspects of total quality management are focus on customer. The focus on customer is prime importance. So customer must be satisfied, customers needs must be met, customer must be serviced properly, he should have been given with the warranty and other aspects, his complaints must be taken care properly. So other aspect is continuous improvement. There should be a continuous improvement in the product, in the process, in the system, in the service. So this is important aspect of total quality management. Then we talk about the quality improvement. The quality must be improved as the time progresses. So it is important to improve the quality so as to sustain the market. Next is accurate evaluation. So whatever tools we are using to assess our quality must be accurate. Okay, okay, we should use some, like we used to use control charts. We have certain other tools, control charts for variables, attributes and some other measuring and marking tools. So that must be accurately implemented for measurement and inspection processes. So TQM also involves all the employees who are working in an organization. So there should be a common goal of all the employees involved in manufacturing or in any organization. So these are the key aspects of total quality management. So we can say that TQM is basically a strategy to meet or exceed customers' requirements. So our planning is to exceed the customer's requirement. Okay. So this seeks excellence in all aspects of business through organization, like we have dealt with continuous improvement, committed by all, customer focus, and so on. So these practices have positive impact on business results in manufacturing and service industries. So that will lead to a good reputation of the company and our products will automatically be sold in the outside market. So this is very important to implement the TQM in manufacturing as well as service sectors. It is equally important. So we'll study here with a case study. So I have adopted this case study from this research paper I have given in the reference. So it has been adopted from this research paper titled as Total Quality Management Practices in Manufacturing and Service Industries. That is a comparative study, and that is published in this particular international journal. So we'll take that case study. So on the basis of survey made over uh, uh, around 32 to 1200 organizations which were placed in India, Malaysia, UK, Turkey, Singapore, Australia, and others. So the author dealt with 15 published research papers in each sector, like 15 papers in manufacturing sector and 15 paper in service sector. So in total he dealt with 30 papers and regarding this TQM practices in manufacturing and service industries, and he concluded some concrete points out of these 30 papers. So he identifies certain key elements which are important for manufacturing as well as service sector industries. So we'll see from here. So he pointed that 9 major points of integrated quality management strategies, that is the outcome of his survey on several manufacturing industries, include these 9 points. Okay. For manufacturing industries, the topmost TQM elements are top management commitment. So this is being pointed out by 15 research articles. So on the basis of the ranking, he wrote this sequencing. Okay, so this sequencing is done on the basis of frequency of occurrence in those 15 research papers. So first one, the topmost aspect is top management commitment. As we have discussed earlier, the management's commitment is very important to attain the quality objective and quality goals. If the management do not support the viewpoint, then it is not possible to attain whatever we have planned. So his commitment is very important. Then second point is customer focus and satisfaction. So this is most important, as I have told regarding TQM. In TQM, the customer is first. Customer is the topmost entity to which we have to try. We have to try that that his needs are being properly met and he is basically satisfied. Then only our business can grow. Then training and education. So we have to train our workers, we have to train our operators continuously so as to improve their skill set. So that will help in continuous improvement process also. That will help to reduce the waste, that will help to educate and help to develop a product which is generally defect free. So proper human resource management is required in any organization. If we talk about any organization, not only in manufacturing but also other organizations, HR management must be strongly committed towards its goals and objectives. Then source management is another aspect in case of manufacturing industry. The sources must be properly managed so as to get maximum output from the process. Then process management, the processes should be properly managed. Employee involvement, as we have discussed, employee involvement is must for getting the quality output. Quality systems, we have to define our quality policy, quality system must be followed. Quality information and performance measurement, so we have to make a transparent system so that the quality system can be measured and the performance can be evaluated. So these 9 points are very important outcomes of manufacturing industries. Almost in all manufacturing industries, these points are being taken care to implement the TQM, total quality management principles. So if we talk about the service industries, then here also the top management is important for service industry because involvement of all starts from top management. Then customer focus and satisfaction is the main aspect. Then human resource must be properly managed. Then we talk about the continuous improvement and innovation. So in service industry, we have to deliver the service to the customers. So there should be continuous improvement in the servicing. Customer must feel that this company is best in terms of service. So we have to look for the tools which help us to make our process continuously improve. Then we have to train and educate our employees so as to meet the customer's requirement. Then we have to involve all the employee along with top management. So there should be a perfect communication between top management and employee. And benchmarking, we have to set some targets, standards through which our service has to be undergone. So after setting the benchmark which is far better than us, then only we can go for continuous improvement, ensure that the continuous improvement principle is being met by setting up benchmarking. Okay, so that should be some, there should be some ideal process or service to which we have to attain our or improve our performance. Then is quality culture and work culture. So work culture and quality culture must be maintained in the organization, in especially in case of service industries. And then source management. So this is also important. We have to management our resources properly. So by comparing manufacturing and service industries here, the major points are approximately common. So we can check from here that only 3 points are different as compared to this one. Okay, so in total, in manufacturing as well as in service industry, the 6 points are common. So we can compare here in terms of color: top management, customer focus, human resource management, continuous and source management, employee involvement, okay, quality information and performance evaluation. So these are very, very important. So if we compare the TQM practices in manufacturing and service industries as reported by this author, so we can see here that the the top important entity reported by all research papers is the top management commitment, written here as TMC. So this black curve is for manufacturing industry and white is for service industry. So we can check here that for manufacturing as well as for service industry, the frequency of occurrence of this particular element, which is known as top management commitment, is for most of the times. Okay. Then second point is customer focus and satisfaction. So this is also comparable and equally important for the manufacturing as well as service industries. So there is a difference of around 3. So this third one is human resource management. So human resource management is very, very important. Then training and education, then employee involvement, source management. So source management is also important and in both the industries, but it is more dominant in manufacturing sector as compared to service sector. And next comes the quality information and performance measurement, QIPM, quality information and performance measurement. And this eighth point is the this PM is the process management. So the process management in case of manufacturing is more important than the service industry. Then this point is our quality system. So quality system is also important for both the cases, but more important for manufacturing sector. Then comes the service. The CII stands for continuous improvement and innovation. So this is important for service sector. Continuous improvement and innovation is very, very important for service sector. Then benchmarking for service sector. Then this one is quality control, quality culture or work culture. That is also important for service sector. So here we can see the dominancy. So up to this point we can see that the manufacturing sector is being dominated by these factors as compared to service sector, but it is there in the service sector also. And if we talk about these 3 points, so in that case the service sector is more dominant as compared to the manufacturing sector for these points like continuous improvement and innovation, benchmarking and quality culture, work culture. So this shows that for manufacturing as well as service sectors or service industries, the important points are generally common for continuous improvement for total quality management principles implementation, and these includes the top management commitment, customer focus and satisfaction, the human resource management, the training and education, the employee involvement, the our project management, source management, process management, quality system, continuous improvement, benchmarking. So these are the common factors which are important, equally important for all. So these are the references that I have used.